Back with Bobby and JJ Radio, we have Kris Feldmann, a good friend of ours. Go back a little bit. He's here to talk about exciting new company called CREO. That's C-R-E-O. I actually want to start, Kris, with how you came up with this awesome name. I heard you say it one time at a networking event that you and I were at, and I didn't realize there was so much into it. I mean, no, but go into it. I'll let you. I don't want to steal your thunder. Go ahead.
So
bro.
CREO is from the Latin to create, the root of the verb create, and then also from obviously the Spanish to believe. And so at CREO, we think you got to believe in something if you want to create something worthwhile. So
that's awesome. How long? Whose idea was that?
Mine.
Whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Bobby's fluent in Latin.
All Bobby. No. It was a collaboration between a few of us, and I'm a Latin scholar going way back, so that was an interest of mine. So.
That's cool. So you're from sunny California.
I moved here from Los Angeles 5 years ago. Yep.
So why would you leave Los Angeles to come to San Antonio, buddy?
The heat.
Yeah.
The heat.
2 daughters. Yeah.
2 daughters.
Yeah, it's a great place, but it's a difficult place to raise a family, and San Antonio offered a lot of the things that Los Angeles couldn't. So
I hear you. Well, take us through your journey, man. I know that you've been around, a lot of architectural stuff. And how did it get you here? How did it get you to create CREO? Walk us through it.
So I did my graduate studies out in Los Angeles at an architecture school out there, SciArc, and then obviously having the family, we started to look around. And San Antonio offered a lot of positive growth, obviously,
sure.
and so that was obviously critical as I looked to what to do for the next stages of my career. And my wife is a TCU graduate, go Horned Frogs, and had a couple of contacts here in town that made it obviously sort of put it on the radar for us.
So, well, let's talk about San Antonio in general. So what do you feel about the future of San Antonio, and why are you so excited about it?
I think the next 10 years are going to be really, really amazing for San Antonio. There's just a lot of momentum in downtown, and I think that momentum is also starting to feed into other things all around the city. And I think it's really starting to be on everybody's radar around the state, too. Everyone started talking about Austin for a long time, but being on the east side in San Antonio now, really seeing a lot of opportunity and for architects, for builders, for people in real estate. So it's just exciting to be a part of it.
Can you talk about any of the projects that you're tied to now here in town?
Yeah, so CREO, we are the design architects for Essex Modern City, which is a mixed-use development in the Denver Heights neighborhood.
So that huge pallet factory that they're doing south of the Alamo Dome into a Pearl-like community.
Yes.
Kris doesn't want you to say Pearl-like.
That's a lot of pressure. But now the Pearl obviously set an amazing precedent for the rest of these projects to aspire to. But yeah, it's 8 acres. It's about 1 million square feet all built out. It'll have for sale component, rental component, and we're working with the client, I think, to do some really exciting things. And our hope is to continue to work with the community, the neighborhood, and then all the other developers in downtown to really create some synergies with these other projects around, create connections so that we've all got a lot of good options in terms of restaurants or housing and things like that near downtown.
So do you feel that this concept of live, work, play is the new urban concept that's going to just kind of dominate not only our urban area but some other ones? Or did you see it come in from California, or do you see it more prevalent here in Texas?
Well, I can speak for myself personally. I think it's sort of what we seek out. I think that's what's so attractive about the Pearl is that there's the opportunity to live there. You can go to the farmers market, and if you've been recently, it's just overrun with people. It's really incredible, and good food options, and it just creates an energy that I think previously in places like San Antonio you could really only get if you went to, say, in L.A. or maybe in New York, that energy. But I think that what these projects do is they create density of a lot of different uses, and I think that density is it makes it for an exciting place to be. So,
sure. And are you mostly focusing downtown?
Yeah, we do single-family residential as well, so sort of the whole range. We are passionate about design, and so depending on what a client's needs are, we will take on a lot of different types of projects. And we like that range. We can understand how people are living and what they need, and we can bring that knowledge to projects in downtown. So,
and so And back to the Essex project a little bit, just because I know we've been working with you on that. So they got a huge award recently. Let's talk about that a little bit. I think they had like I think it was the best real estate development transaction or something.
Yeah, land transaction.
Land transaction. Yeah. And I know that you're a pretty humble guy, but I know a lot of it is your concept design that kind of helped them push over the edge. Where was your mindset when you were making that design, and what kind of inspired you to create what you did for that little area there?
Well, I think it takes a lot of, it's hard for people to see sort of the vision, and so presenting a look and feel for what an old pallet company can become is really important, and those kind of images that we developed during concept were critical to that, to get the message out to the community and to the city. Sure.
And what is your feel of like how that actual project is going to be? Is it going to be a corner of like the downtown Lavaca area? Or you think it's going to actually spill over into Denver Heights and create a lot more opportunity for other commercial development?
I think that there's a whole zone from Essex, Modern City, up to the Alamo Dome, and I think that whole area is really...
The industrial kind of patch.
Yeah. So sort of almost a district, if you will, that there's a lot of industrial buildings, there's a lot of empty lots, a lot of underutilized properties, and so I think our hope is that Essex really becomes the anchor there, and then it creates really some momentum so that it can connect up with all the great things that are going on at Hemisphere and some of the other projects that are kind of right there on the east side.
Going all the way north to Dignity Hill and then, and then across.
A lot of great places to connect to, and so.
Cool. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with Kris. You can, for more information about this awesome company, go to CREOARC.com. That's CREOARC.com.